From LALATE News headquarters in Santa Monica, this is the Midday Report on LALATE.
The president has a big problem. And the big problem is not other Democrats or $1,400 third stimulus checks land in your bank account, but a third wave of the virus, confirmed by the CDC minutes ago. $1,400 third stimulus checks will be landing in bank accounts this week. I have all the breaking and exclusive news. They're also landing in mailboxes right now. That includes the March 26 checks that were mailed out. They're now landing today, March 27th. But a third wave of stimulus, and also third wave of virus are heading at the same time. The CDC, in a new video obtained by LALATE, which you will see right now, is the most distressing video I have ever delivered on this channel, in which the CDC warns the virus is resurging at a 20% week-to-week growth and 5% daily growth across the board. Meantime, the eviction moratorium has been extended, and that may pose bad news for some property owners. I have all the details right now. Elsewhere, fourth stimulus is going to be debuted in less than 48 hours. And I have all the details left and right, what's in there and what's not in there. It's all really incredible, great news. As we go into a noontime, there's a lot happening. The toast is toasting and the butter is still buttering. It's birthday week here on LALATE, and I have all the incredible, great news for you, starting right now. Good noontime, everybody. It's noontime LA with incredible great news about $14 stimulus checks landing in mailboxes right now. It's so exciting. I'm so glad you joined me. Yes, $1,400 third stimulus checks have started to land in mailboxes today. That was especially for those March 26 mail people who had waited for that $14 stimulus check to land in mailboxes. Didn't come on the 26th, it's coming today. And viewers have been reporting it throughout the day. And yours could be in the mail as well. If you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security and Rural Benefits, Veterans Benefits, and Direct Express card holders. More about that in a second. What a big day it is. If you've not subscribed, give a birthday subscribe. Also like this video on a big birthday week, but boy, there's also not good news. And we don't mess around on this channel. You don't mess around. But several people have been messing around. And now the impact has been felt. That impact is a massive, massive surge. I would hope that I was only going to be reporting on a third wave today when referring to stimulus checks. But I also have to report now about a third wave of the virus. The CDC confirmed minutes ago that there's a massive surge, third surge of the virus. I'll have those details in that breaking, shocking video later in this recording. You don't want to miss a single minute of this recording. Stay to the end because I have that. I have the eviction moratorium. I have the fourth stimulus package, which is going to formally be introduced within 48 hours. The Temple of Doom is back. Sirloin is going to get more stimulus before us again. Oh, no. It's like 2020 all over again. So if you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Also like this video. If you're not become a member, consider becoming a member. The link's at the top of the chat. Let me get to the breaking developing details. First, the great news which we learned in the last hour from viewers of this channel is that those unpaid $1,400 third stimulus checks from Wave 2 are landing in mailboxes today, March 29th, Monday. This was the great, great, great news we wanted. If you're watching this channel and you don't know where your $1,400 third stimulus check is, as soon as you stay to the end of this video, then go out and check the mail. And guess what? Check it tomorrow. I don't care if you expect it in the direct deposit account or Direct Express, because 5 out of 10 times it won't be there. It will be in the mail. This is what you want to look for. It's this type of envelope or a beige envelope. The reason why I'm showing it to you is for several reasons. One, it looks bland. It's plain Jane. Two, there is no logo, no signal, there's no signa, no massive stamp or anything. It looks like junk mail. Number three, it's very skinny. Number four, it's very light. If you get a lot of those supermarket things, half off the chicken, you slide it in, or the mail person slides it in with something else. It's very easy. You could miss it. It's look, I just dropped it. I didn't do that on purpose. I literally just dropped it. That's how light it is. It's so light, even though it has $1,400 of moolah on it, that is very not light. So you want to check the mail. The hardest thing I've had difficulty getting viewers to understand over the last 7 days to 2 weeks has been, don't expect it only in direct deposit. It may be in the mail. And no matter how many times I say it, I always have viewers say, but it's coming in direct deposit. But it should be coming in direct deposit. It should, but it may not. IRS's official advisory that still remains the last advisory from IRS is that a large number of you will never get it by direct deposit, even if you got the first or second one by direct deposit. Even if we have your direct deposit information on file, you're getting it in the mail. This includes SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits. This includes Direct Express. This includes people who got the first and second stimulus by direct deposit. This includes people who filed tax returns that updated their direct deposit information. This includes people who had that non-file filing tool. This includes you. So you got to look everywhere. And if you're one of those viewers who unfortunately do not have a result for your name when you use that IRS tool, then you need to lean upon the analytics, the statistics, the numbers of this channel, which shows that people who can get a result from the tool, 50% of them at least show it's in the mail, not by deposit. And there we go. More about that in a second on what's happening today and what's happening tomorrow. But let me first tell you that mail checks started to show today from that March 26th effective date. Those April 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th checks could show up this week as well. But what will show up on March 31st and what won't show up? I'll have all those details in a second. But first, let me cut to what's happening in the next 48 hours. In the next 48 hours, you are going to hear not one, but three major announcements for this president. And this is breaking news you're only hearing right now on this channel at noontime. The first announcement you're going to hear from the president is one, the extension of the eviction moratorium formally to June 30th, to late June. Number two, you're going to hear within minutes an announcement from the president that he's ramping up the number of distributions of the vaccine to pharmacies. Number three, you're also going to hear an executive order from the president within minutes in which he's going to now allow 90% of adults in the United States of any adult age to get the vaccine. Yes, that's starting April, I think it's going to be 19th. April 19th, virtually all Americans will be able to get a vaccine in the United States without any delay. So why are these things changing so quickly? Because of a shocking series of developing details, which you heard on Mornings LALATE. You and I don't play around, but other people have been playing around. They have not been wearing their masks. They've been partying like it's 1999. They've been going to spring break like it's 1998. And now the implication has occurred. The CDC confirmed this morning, and so did Johns Hopkins University Medical Center, that there is now a 16% increase to 20% increase of COVID cases in 30 plus states in the United States. This is wave 3 that we were worried about. This is the result of behaviors by people who are not adhering to CDC guidelines. And now the third wave is underway. In fact, the day-to-day numbers are even worse. It shows the virus number of cases, new cases for COVID-19, is increasing 5% per day in 30 plus states, including DC. This causes the CDC chair, Walensky, to release a video, which you're going to see later in this recording. I have never seen a video like this. I've been showing you Dr. Walensky and Dr. Fauci videos for every day since the new LALATE launched about a month ago. I've never seen her so upset ever until this video. You're going to see it later in this recording. She is very, very worried. And this is not even for the strain, the B117 from London. This is talking about just COVID cases right here. So it's not a good circumstance. Also, it's really surprising. There was a new Politico article out this morning, the very well-regarded website Politico, which detailed that there's a new series of data that shows that the FEMA mass sites for the president to get people vaccinated have not been working, and that they're only doing about 45,000 cases a day, that they're only vaccinating about 45,000 people a day, that the pharmacies has been the big success, and that nationally they're doing 1 million doses a day in the pharmacies. So the reason why vaccinations have not grown fast enough is because these big FEMA sites have not been working. Now, what's going to happen on Wednesday is the fourth stimulus package is going to be debuted. There is going to be not one, but two more stimulus packages debuted in less than 30 days. Yes. There's different ways to call them, whether you want to call them part one or part two. But for purpose of clarity of this channel, I'm going to refer to the one that's going to be debuted this Wednesday, that's the official day, as fourth stimulus, and the one debuted in late April as fifth stimulus. Both of them will have stimulus in there for you. It'll be of different natures and different types. I'll be going over that in a second, but let me cut to this really series of surprising events. The surprising event you're going to hear in this recording is that Chuck Schumer believes that he has not one, but two reconciliations open for him this summer. That means that he may not need Republicans to pass a bill. You're also going to see new progress for reoccurring stimulus checks. You're also going to see the latest update from Dr. Walensky in that surprising video. Meantime, I'll be cutting to what's happening in SBA. And you know what? I want to cover SBA right now because I forgot to mention a few times. If you if you missed it over the weekend, SBA has now gone live with 2 items and may go live with a third. SBA has now gone live with the EIDL loan increase. It did it on Friday, as I reported on this channel. The EIDL loan increase for the first time in over a year is now in place. So if you have an EIDL loan and want to increase it, go to sba.gov. Number 2, the shuttered venue grant is now live in preview. So if you do talent representation or you believe you may qualify for it, I got to tell you, the shuttered venue grant is more than just venues. So go to sba.gov right now because that's in preview. You submit your information, they send you the application. Will the EIDL grant of $5,000 for viewers of this channel who are impacted by a pandemic go live in the next few days? We shall see, but you've seen a lot of changes from SBA in just a short period of time. Meantime, let me cut back to what is going on now with your $1,400 third stimulus. This channel over the weekend exclusively confirmed that Wave 3 for direct deposit for some viewers will be this Wednesday. This will be the big banks making the big deposits on March 31st. They have the funds. They got the funds last Friday. Viewers of this channel have already gotten alerts from big banks, credit union, and also Direct Express card that they'll have a $1,400 stimulus check land in their bank account on Wednesday that is pending currently. I've had Direct Express consumers send me screen grabs. One person in the chat before this said U.S. Bank gave an alert that $1,400 is pending for Wednesday. So this is Wave 3. What's important to understand is that you may never get an alert about any stimulus check landing in mailbox or deposit. It may just appear because 90% of the times the stimulus just appears without prior notification. It just lands. So would your stimulus come this Wednesday or would it come later this week in the mail? 50% of you at least will not get a deposit by direct deposit this week, but rather in the mail. I have hundreds of thousands of viewers from last weekend because this channel does 500,000 to 1 million views a day. It's the most watched stimulus channel now. And last weekend, I had hundreds of thousands of viewers show that they have a pending March 26 mail stimulus result, and they had yet to get the stimulus check. These include people on the Direct Express card. Yeah, Direct Express is going to mail instead. These are people on SSI and SSDI. Yeah, you're not getting in the direct deposit. Some of you, 50% of you, it's going in the mail. And these are people who file tax returns, not file tax returns, use the non-filer filing tool as well. It's going in the mail. So when is it coming in the mail? The great news is that it's late. We had, about 100 viewers so far report today in either chat or private message that their check showed up today for that March 26th second wave 14 and all third stimulus check. So this is great news. We now know that that March 26th date is the correct date, that it may be delayed, and in rare circumstance, it's being rolled over for some viewers in the tool to April 2nd. So understand, when you go to the tool and it gives you a date, then that is not the date that you're receiving the check in the mail. If it says March 26th, it doesn't mean it's being sent out on March 26th, and it doesn't mean you're receiving on March 26th. Rather, that's the date in the corner of the check. When would you receive the check? Generally, you receive them 2 days ahead of time. We had some people receive the March 26th check on the 23rd, and we had hundreds of thousands not receive it by the 26th. But the great news is that we now know it's delayed. Really, you're only going to hear this on this channel. You're not hearing this data anywhere else. You're not hearing any of this information anywhere else, because the viewers of this channel step up and help one another as a family. And we now know that is what's now happening because of their contribution to the discussion earlier today. Meantime, what's happening with reoccurring stimulus checks under forced stimulus this coming Wednesday? What's happening with that CDC? And why is this reconciliation shocker happening? And also, what happened with the eviction moratorium just minutes ago? There's a lot still coming up. So stay with me. I'll be back with you in about 60 seconds from now. But first, here's a little bit about the community page. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues right now on Noontime LALATE. The Dow and the Nasdaq are relatively calm at the moment. The Dow is up 70 points, which is less than 1%, and the Nasdaq is down about 111 points, which is less than 1%. This is after a massive scare from CDC, which I'll be getting to in a second. This is not good. And if you thought we're out of the pandemic, we are not. More about that in a second. But thank you for joining me. If you've not subscribed, make sure you subscribe and give a birthday subscribe as this channel enters its birthday week today. And hope you are good and well. Also like this video. Give it 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 likes. And if you've not become a member, consider becoming a member. One of the viewers in the break said, LA, can you show me that envelope again? Yeah. Only problem is I dropped it. Only problem is I dropped it. Yeah, can you show me that envelope again? Yeah. Here you go. I dropped it. So the envelope for the paper check and the debit card is white or beige. This is the white one. Very, very, very skinny. It has in the corner 2 windows. Here's my screen. 2 windows. There's a window here and the address window down here. And then in between, there's a little bit of red lettering. The red lettering says the following: not a bill or an advertisement, important information about your economic impact payment. That's it. There's nothing else on the envelope. Let me hold it up even closer. There's nothing else on the envelope. Nothing on the side, nothing anywhere. And all it is white. But it does say economic impact payment on the outside. The other type of envelope they use is a beige envelope. Again, the envelopes will not have insignias or logos or seals on the outside. They are very plain Jane. They're also very, very, very skinny. I mean, look how skinny this envelope is. It is so thin, and there's literally just one piece of paper in there. So if you think this is going to be a thick envelope, you're going to really see, no. I just killed the focus of the camera. You are going to be surprised how thick this envelope is. It is a very, very thin envelope. It's a very thin envelope. You don't want to miss it. I'm loving the viewers are suddenly really embracing the notion of watching the mail. This is what you need to know. Over 50% of the viewers of this channel would likely get the stimulus check in the mail. In the second wave, which was the March 24th wave of the $14 third stimulus check, over 50% of those viewers of this channel on SSI, SSDI, on Direct Express card, who received the first and second stimulus check by direct deposit, got it an alert that it's March 26 in the mail. And now those March 26 checks are starting to land today. One of the viewers I saw in the commercial break said his daughter got hers today. He did not get his. So this is what you need to know is that checks of about 100 to 150 viewers so far today have landed in the mail with that March 26 date. So what's going to happen this Wednesday? What's going to happen tomorrow, Tuesday? And what's going to happen throughout this week? Let me explain where we are. On Wednesday, some big bank customers, which is Bank America, Chase, Citicorp, Citibank, the real big banks, will make available the funds they have when they have your funds for a third wave of March 31st. This includes also Direct Express card, which is done by Comerica. And the March 31st funds will be released on March 31st at those big banks. H&R Block Green Emerald card viewers, also TurboTax, Chime, Bancorp, and Cash App, watch your bank between now and tomorrow, Tuesday, because they generally release the funds over a day earlier. This is what happened under first wave and second wave. It's also confirmed by Treasury. Number 3. The day after, April 1st, some banks rarely will release the funds a day after the effective date, but that's very, very rare at this point. I haven't seen a lot of occurrences of that. Meantime, we have about, I would say it's growing lately, about 10 to 20% of the viewers are getting mail April 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th results. So that shows that is when the third wave of mail checks will land. Now, again, if you're watching this channel, you have no results for Check Your Stimulus Check tool or your bank or anything, no tracking anywhere. Use this information to know where your check may land. Here's an example. Let's say you bank and you have a direct deposit set up. You didn't get the stimulus check for the first wave and the second wave. And you go to the IRS tool, no result. You check your bank, no result. What should you think? You should watch your bank on the 30th. You should watch your bank on the 31st. You should check the mail today, and you should check the mail every single day this week very carefully. Because if you are a March 26th mail person, it may show up today. If you are an April 2nd, 3rd, 4th, or 5th person, it may show up in the mail in the middle of this week or the end of this week. When the IRS tool says a date and a check, when does that mean you're going to get it? It means you're going to get it. That does not mean that's the date you're going to get it. So if it says, for example, April 2nd, it does not mean you're receiving it April 2nd. It also doesn't mean it's sent out April 2nd. That's rather the date in the corner of the check. So what date would you likely receive it? Likely 2 days in advance. But we see for the case of the March 26 checks that they are moderately late at the moment. Moderately late. So today is the 29th. They're coming now currently 3 days late to some viewers. And some viewers have still not gotten. So we'll see how many more are getting the March 26 check tomorrow, which will be 4 days late. Meantime, let's cut to that really, really shocking video. A shocking video released from the CDC this morning, in which Dr. Walensky addresses the pandemic, is really something I have never seen in the history of this channel. Dr. Walensky, head of the CDC, says that there is a 16% increase week to week of the virus resurging across the country in a third wave, as states and residents have not worn masks and adhered to guidelines. There is additionally a 5% increase day to day. I mean, that's huge. I mean, that's insanely huge. 5% increase day to day. And she is scared, in her words, and very, very worried. Let's listen up.
Continuing concerning trends in the data. Yesterday, we in the United States surpassed 30 million cases of COVID-19. CDC's most recent data show that the 7-day average of new cases is slightly less than 60,000 cases per day. This is a 10% increase compared to the prior 7-day period. Hospitalizations have also increased. The most recent 7-day average, about 4,800 admissions per day, is up from 4,600 admissions per day in the prior 7-day period. And deaths, which typically lag behind cases and hospitalizations, have now started to rise, increasing nearly 3% to a 7-day average of approximately 1,000 deaths per day. When I first started at CDC about 2 months ago, I made a promise to you. I would tell you the truth, even if it was not the news we wanted to hear. Now is one of those times when I have to share the truth and I have to hope and trust you will listen. I'm going to pause here. I'm going to lose the script and I'm going to reflect on the recurring feeling I have of impending doom. We have so much to look forward to, so much promise and potential of where we are, and so much reason for hope. But right now I'm scared. I know what it's like as a physician to stand in that patient room, gowned, gloved, masked, shielded, and to be the last person to touch someone else's loved one because their loved one couldn't be there. I know what it's like when you're the physician, when you're the healthcare provider, and you're worried that you don't have the resources to take care of the patients in front of you. I know that feeling of nausea when you read the crisis standards of care and you wonder whether there are going to be enough ventilators to go around and who's going to make that choice. And I know what it's like to pull up to your hospital every day and see the extra morgue sitting outside. I didn't know at the time when it would stop. We didn't have the science to tell us. We were just scared. We have come such a long way. 3 historic scientific breakthrough vaccines, and we are rolling them out so very fast. So I'm speaking today not necessarily as your CDC director, and not only as your CDC director, but as a wife, as a mother, as a daughter, to ask you to just please hold on a little while longer.
And I don't think in any time that I have been running Dr. Walensky's videos since this new platform of LA launched, have I ever seen her nearly in tears like that. She was, while that's a Zoom chat and she has the fake digital background behind her, which is pixelating her face, and you can't see the full definition of her emotions. She is literally on the brink of tears in this recording. She is very, very upset. This comes after all the videos which I've shown you and the images out of South Beach, Miami, just about 4 or 5 days ago, where revelers were running around twerking on lampposts on South Beach on a Friday and Saturday night. The concern across the country is that people are not adhering to any guidelines for wearing masks. States have reopened and people are running amok, and now the virus is spreading. This is as a new political report is out today that says that the mass vaccination sites from FEMA have not worked. That currently the big FEMA vaccination sites are only doing about 40 to 50,000 per day, and that the pharmacies have been the big success story for the president, that the pharmacies are doing about 1 million doses a day. But right after Dr. Walensky's video, I got news that the president's going to issue 3 executive orders today. One, he's going to roll out more doses to pharmacies for obvious reasons, because the pharmacies are working. Number two, he's going to drop the threshold to get the vaccine to any adult practically in the United States on April 19th, which is actually a date that we have here in California rolling out. And this is as a third executive order is being announced by the president today, which is the CDC eviction moratorium. The CDC eviction moratorium will be extended to June. And that means that if you're an individual who makes less than $99,000 a year, or you're a married couple that make less than $198 a year, you can use the benefits of the CDC eviction moratorium. The volunteers can help you about that as well if you've never done it before. It's basically you go to the Centers for Disease Control, you download it, and you give it to your landlord, and includes a declaration. Now, on the other side of this, there's a new report out midday today that says landlords are now having to sell their properties in fire sales because the current third stimulus does not give them enough money from the federal government, and that the extension of the CDC order will put them more in the hole. So there's a big concern that a lot of property owners may lose their properties by the extension of the CDC eviction moratorium. Finally, one of the last things I want to cover with that order is that the reason why the CDC order is to June is because the reports indicate that the rent assistance of the third stimulus package will land in the next 30 days. So if you have been looking for rent and utilities, and I know I haven't ran purple on this channel for about a week, but if you're looking for rent and utilities and mortgage assistance from third stimulus, it's about 2 to 3 weeks out. And that's why they had to extend this eviction moratorium to June. It's not going to go past June, they don't think, because by then the rent and money will be out. A lot of stuff hitting across the board. Oh my goodness, we're already at 31 minutes. I had about 20 other things to cover. Let me give you the big recap of where we are and what else is coming up on Noontime LA. Coming up on Noontime LA, I'm going to go over why Chuck Schumer suddenly has a new surprise. And that new surprise will be the ability to pass the next stimulus packages without the need of a Republican. Why? Because he thinks he has not one, but two reconciliations at hand. Additionally, I'll be going over that standalone bill by legislators to provide reoccurring stimulus checks and why they make it merge into the fourth stimulus. And what is fourth stimulus? Fourth stimulus will be debuted within 48 hours from now, and I have more about what is in fourth stimulus as we head into the next half hour, and why reoccurring stimulus checks would likely be in there as well. Let me recap where we are right now. Where we are right now is the following: that $1,400 third stimulus checks are landing in mailboxes today. That second wave of $1,400 stimulus checks from that March 26th effective date are finally coming late. And if you did not get it in the mailbox today, watch that mailbox tomorrow. Next, if you don't have any alert of where your stimulus check is, watch the mail every day this week. Remember, it's your mail you want to watch. Now, if you have a representative payee or you're a dependent on someone else's tax return, it's going to their mailbox. They have your stimulus check. Moreover, if you have a household, it's one stimulus check for the whole household. So watch for that one check. There won't be separate checks for each member of the household. Then also watch, it may be beige, it may be white. You don't want to discard it, because once you discard it, that's a whole other problem trying to get it replaced. Finally, today and tomorrow, some of the smaller banks like the Cash App, Chime, H&R Block, Green Emerald Card, and TurboTax may make available your funds if they're coming by direct deposit on Wednesday. Only about 50% of you may get it on Wednesday. The rest of you are getting it in the mail. The big banks will release the funds on Wednesday if you're getting it on Wednesday, and that includes Direct Express. So much across the board. If you've not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Also, like this video. And if you've not become a member, consider becoming a member. In the next video, I jump into the live chat. I go over all this other stuff which I had to cover. The reconciliation, the fourth stimulus, more about that eviction moratorium, and the surprising developing details about a major event on Wall Street today that no one saw coming. Boy, what a big day it is. And with that, stay informed, stay smiling, keep on staying positive, and I'll see you in just about 4 minutes from now, 4 or 5 minutes from now, as Noontime LA continues.